I want to tell you about podcasts. This is your pipe date for Sunday, January 15th, 2023. But first, some updates. I've been hosting open mics at Cafe Amori on Saturdays at 6:45. The first two of the year have been great. We've had a full house thanks to everyone that's come out. Next one is this Saturday. Hope to see you out there. I've been live streaming pretty regularly. It's been going well. I really enjoy it. Basically, what I do is I just hit live when I do my regular rehearsals. And I feel like it's making me really sharp with my performances. I'm going to start recording soon. I haven't started yet. So about podcasts. When I started this project, I never thought I would be podcast material. I've never been tremendously outgoing or gregarious or chatty, really. But as this project has gone on, I think I've learned a lot. I think my communication has improved vastly, primarily because of social media and networking at open mics. So when I was first asked to be on a podcast episode, I was pretty skeptical. Shout out to Mike World Order. He saw me perform at Crescendo Studios at an open mic, and he just really loved my punk song, Unprovoked. And he was pretty convincing. He was very kind, very supportive of the project. So I checked out his podcast, and he had a really good music interview, and I noticed that he'd been doing this for 10 years. So I figured this was the perfect opportunity for me to cut my teeth on podcasts. I knew I'd be in good hands with a professional and just a really great guy. And the podcast turned out great. I was really happy with it. And some of the clips from the podcast have done really well on social media. He offered to have me on again, so we did another episode right after the Pipe Verse EP that I dropped last year. So I was getting really comfortable with the format. Now these are 2-hour-long discussions, so it can be quite daunting and intimidating when you start. But when you're working with a podcaster that really knows their craft, it just goes off like a very interesting conversation. They keep things flowing, and you kind of figure out how to weave in the stories that you think might be interesting. I mean, I don't think I'm a super chatty person, but I could talk forever about music. So around this time, my good friend Donovan was starting up his podcast as well. We'd known each other since the start of this project. We even debuted our first singles on the same day. So it was a no-brainer to do his podcast, Crossroads, A Storyteller's Journey. He has a really interesting format. He's really good at branding and asks a lot of insightful questions. I'll link all of these episodes from the top of my page from the link in my bio. So what I should have covered at the beginning, I recognize that podcasts are more and more a very popular and emerging medium. So for me, it's definitely a great tool to have in my belt. I feel like they're only going to become more ubiquitous. I listen to a lot of podcasts myself, particularly during the day, to just kind of have something going on in the background. So if it's something you're thinking about doing, I'd highly encourage it. They seem to always be looking for guests, and these are two great platforms to follow. And I'll also say that if you have a podcast or you think I'd be good for any, let me know. I think it's a great opportunity to help grow my music project. But it also gives me a good opportunity to share a lot of the things that I've learned in life and in music that I think could benefit anyone. Anyways, I hope you're doing well. Thanks for all your support. Pipe out.